hardest thing to get another human being to do is just to step up and cause an injury on another human being. It's really easy for us if you see some guy come at you throwing a punch with some sort of a threatening thing. The methodologies that we're using are to get you to just to step up, recognize an opportunity, exploit an opportunity. If you understand how to do that, it's real easy then later on, in the course where you can have a guy start coming at you, trying to do things, trying to do the typical attack profiles that you guys are used to. Unfortunately, most of the stuff that's shown in defensive tactics and in combat sports and martial arts are unrealistic. It doesn't jive with the way violence goes down. You don't get those opportunities. You don't get a guy throwing a haymaker at you. You don't get a guy, wielding the weapon and showing. A guy that knows how to use an edged weapon, it's felt. It's never seen. What we're trying to do is we're trying to model asocial. And in order to do that, we've got to get you comfortable with the idea of an asocial environment. You need to ignore what's going on around you and focus on your opportunity and focus on destroying that target. It's the only thing that's going on. There could be a lot of chaotic stuff going on prior to you getting that injury.
It's all irrelevant. Everything that happens before the first injury is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Okay, the only thing that's important, the only place where things change is at the point of injury. And so we're choosing to start you at the point where you begin to be successful, no matter what has happened before, because none of that matters. What matters is getting the eye, getting the groin, breaking the leg. Those are the things that matter. And we're going to, by training this way, we're starting you at that point. So you don't have to worry about the rest of the stuff. You can take your time. Torin kept saying, he said that like 3 times. That's so key. Take your time. Look at your opportunities. Look at your options, and then exploit them.
Quick analogy just for you guys to get an idea. There's a big difference between trading punches, getting hit, and being injured. Okay. Quick sports analogy that I like to use recently. The De La Hoya fight against Hopkins went down 8 rounds. De La Hoya did way better than anybody thought he was going to do. A lot of traded punches, took a lot of abuse. Both sides went back and forth. Then it happened. 8th round, Hopkins comes in, perfect shot, all body weight. If you look at it, it's just a perfect shot right into the liver. That's when the injury occurred. De La Hoya froze, dropped to his knees. If you watch him, he was conscious the whole time. His intent was there. He wanted to do something. He could do nothing. He sat there. He fell on his side. He apologized after it. What did he say? I got hit right in the butt, and there was nothing I could do. That's where the injury occurred. The prior 8 rounds, nothing. The human body cannot take injury. The human body can take an awful lot of nonspecific trauma. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. So, did you get knocked on the top of the head? Did you get caught unaware? Did you get jacked from behind? All that stuff occurred. The injury didn't occur yet. You need to be the one to get that injury. And that's the one thing that targeting gives you. It gives you the ability to know what the reaction, if you're successful, should be. And therefore, you have enough targets now and enough ways of getting those targets that you should be able to drop those bodies in a confined area like this. See, his deal is this is new. This is not competition. I'm allowing you to use my body. If I think you're unsafe and I'm going to get it because these injuries are irreparable, then I'm not going to give you good reactions because I don't trust you. I'll trust you if you're pushing through. If I want to take this guy's ear and I jack him like this, he's not going to give me good reactions or anything like this. If I cuff here and push through, I can get everything I want. Then out in the street, all I got to do is just do it. Okay? So again, this is where we take care of each other. It's not a competition, but to get really good training is this guy's got to trust that I'm not going to really do it to him. And so that's why we do it this way. Okay? This is going to do. Chris's hands are going to be behind his back. And this is what I want everybody to do because penetration this is essential and it's just not happening. He doesn't need, all he's going to do is he's going to choose the impact point. What we did was we said this is the impact point to hit that throat. But what gets the job done is this guy's body weight. That's what we've been trying to tell you. So Chris can go ahead and just go right into me.
And that's what we're talking about with penetration. Now you just choose, instead of here he was getting a generalized contact point along the entire torso, my shoulder, my hip. Instead, if we choose a specific contact point, like that throat, the guy eats your entire body weight on this nice small surface area, and that's going to crush the throat. That's going to get the damage you need to cause these injuries. So the way you're going to fix this up is instead of going to the man, because right now I'm seeing people step here and I'm seeing people step here, really we all need to be stepping here. Or if you want to step to the outside, we all need to be stepping here so that you literally displace the guy. That means you've swung your body weight at him like a bat. and then you just pick the little small piece that you want to connect up with him to a target, and we get our results. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do that for just like 30 seconds, and that is what I want everybody to do. When it's your turn, put your hands behind your back, penetrate to take your partner's balance. So make sure that you've taken their balance. You don't need to hit each other too terribly hard, but penetrate, cover that distance.
And it's not my job to lean into Chris. Okay, so I see that, and oftentimes guys think, okay, you're going to bounce off of me. No, that's not the idea. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Mass moves when it's injured. It's real nice. Okay, but the idea here is we need the penetration because you guys are still to the point to where you think the impact point is what we're hitting with. That is not what we're hitting with. That is where we're choosing to focus the body weight. Okay, and it's a big difference. If you can get that idea that striking is not punching and kicking, it's throwing your body weight at somebody, it goes a long way.
Okay, so let's triple up for about 30 seconds, get a couple turns of displacing each other.
We never assume 100% success when you're actually in the, dealing with violence. We show you the multiple targets in multiple areas, and a lot of times, oftentimes you say, well, geez, the second shot, if I did that to the guy, it would be over with. And yeah, we're absolutely hoping. We're hoping that every time you hit a target, you absolutely destroy it. But the reality is we know that under stress, sometimes you're going to miss. You're not going to get everything you want. And that's why it's so critical, especially when you're dealing from a position, a different orientation, that you use everything to that advantage. Meaning if I'm starting from the ground, I'm not taking my strikes and go, okay, well, I got 2 good strikes on him, now I'm going to stand up and do a strike because I got my injuries. You can never assume that. You always fight from where you're at until the person's non-functional. Okay, I just want to make that point. And we never, the reason we're modeling 100% success is for your brain, for the feedback loop. So you know when you get success. But you may, maybe I went to go strike that nerve, but I didn't get my body weight into it. It hurt him. He gives me a bit of a reflective reaction to it, but it's not an injury. And if I then think I can stand up at that point, he has the opportunity to put it on me. And remember, it's who gets the injury. If he gets the injury on me, I'm a human just like everybody else. The central nervous system responds the same exact way. So I just want to make that point. And these environments really show you, the differences. Nobody wants to do, nobody wants to feel it on this gravel. Nobody wants to feel it on there. And some of you guys didn't want to fight from the ground because it's uncomfortable to fight while you're on gravel. I understand that. It may not be an opportunity. And the place you want to discover all that is now in a training environment. You don't want to discover it, while it's happening.